Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. Welcome to Speak On It. 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 Welcome to Speak. 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 Who you with, Kirk, dog? Happy Sunday to everyone. Want to welcome y'all to the show. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kirk, dog. Who You With, Kirk, dog. Tonight's show is actually going to be dedicated to my uncle that we lost on Friday, Albert W. Smith, better known as Uncle Sonny to everyone, or the barbecue man. So this show is dedicated to him, to my family, and most important, his kids, and the kids and the grandkids. So, man, happy Sunday to y'all. It's gonna be a good day. We're gonna do some updates tonight, and you can actually live chat with us in the chat room. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and also Instagram. Appreciate it, Eva Donkey. I really appreciate it. My cousin and my family really appreciate it. It's at some point we all gonna go that way. So we just gotta do what we can while we here. Love on your family, your friends while you have a chance. Don't hold grudges against no one, because we don't know the day nor the time when our time is coming. So I definitely appreciate it. And my cousin, who may actually be watching, I'm not sure, but I'm sure they appreciate it also, and the rest of my family do too. Um, Man, I could tell y'all some stories about my uncle that we have laughed hard this weekend. Um, um, just hearing some of the stories, because um, he did barbecue. So I guess that's where I got mine from. Reason why I went and bought my big smoker, had it made, because he would barbecue all the time. And um, I know every year, um, except for this year due to COVID, but every year around his birthday, he would always tell me, "You don't want to play dominoes with me during this time. I never lose around my birthday." So I'm like, all right. So we'll end up playing dominoes for 4 or 5 hours straight, just having a good time. But um, there's a lot more memories we could talk about. But hopefully y'all had a great week and everybody's staying safe out there. Tonight, we're going to do a couple of updates. Welcome to the show, Radio. I didn't get a chance to tell you, but I appreciated my cousin and his grandkids. Really appreciate it, and the rest of my family do. Um, um, Man, all right, let me get back right. All right, so y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. Tonight we're gonna do an update on Kyle Rittenhouse, um, and Shaun Lucas, the cop who shot Jonathan Price out in Wolf City. So, and we could talk about whatever is on your mind. It don't make a difference what it is. Um, we can have an open discussion. Um, we could go with that and just roll with it. So, Cal Rittenhouse is free. He's out on bail. They came up with that $2 million cash bond. Um, kind of a shocker. Well, no, it's not. It ain't no shocker. But he came up with $2 million cash bond. Then the story came out. Oh, I don't know if y'all remember that old TV show. What was it, back in the late 80s, early 90s or something? Silver Spoon. Oh, Ricky Schroder. I said, he gave donated 150,000 to get him out of jail. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's the reason why he was on that show, Silver Spoon. Um, so he was in that show talked about how he ended up meeting his dad at the age of 12, and then he was privileged. But with Cal Rittenhouse, we're gonna stay keep tab on this case because he need to be held accountable for what he did. He killed the two innocent people and shot another one, so he definitely need to be held accountable for it. Welcome to the show, T Cal. Thank you. Um, thank you. Um, oh, I guess everybody is kind of having internet problems. But I appreciated my cousins and my family do appreciate it. Um, so Cal Rittenhouse need to be held accountable. Why they gave a murderer $2 million cash bond, I can never understand. Because if you did the crime, you should do the time. Um, I don't know. I have no idea. Radio asked, why are people calling this kid a hero? Killing two people is nothing to celebrate. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And I actually feel like his friend, the 19-year-old that actually purchased the gun for him, should be charged with the same thing. Because if he didn't purchase the gun, he never would have had it. So I feel like they both should be purchased with be charged with the same thing, murder. And how you gonna let a murderer out of jail, um, for on murder charges? I don't understand it. Hell, he could go out and kill again, even if he's wearing a monitor. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm curious about this case, for the simple fact that um, if he's able to raise 2 million cash bond and raise 2 million now, who can say they're not trying to pay off some judges or something, allegedly paying off judges? But I seen the bond here, and the family wanted the bond to be higher. Welcome to the show, Nick Mitchell. Welcome to the show. He said, I can guarantee Trump has some involvement bonding Rittenhouse out. Exactly. I don't think he did it himself, but it was a lot of his supporters that did it. And they are known for doing things like this. Just it because Trump say he's a hero, they're gonna jump on board and basically do whatever Trump say. But it's not right. This dude killed two people and injured one, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think his arm had to be amputated. So that's crazy within itself. But you still let this guy out. He should have remained in jail until trial. Let him go to trial and go from there. Um, oh, I I didn't know that. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that at all. That's um that's interesting. If that's the truth, that's not good. But then again, unfortunately, um, with um, with some of Trump's supporters, they complain about this and that, but they don't have a piss to pull, a cup to pull piss out of. For the simple fact, a lot of them is very low income. They depend on government assistance. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are. And I'm like, you going all around the country protesting. Where you working at? Uh, Where your job at? So, um, so I wouldn't be surprised at all. Um, wouldn't be surprised at all. That I haven't seen that story, but I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, hold on. So that would not surprise me at all. Um, he's out walking around free, and the family is like, "Why is he getting out? He shouldn't be out." As I knew I could count on you, radio. Yeah, I pulled the story up. Um, how did Kyle Rittenhouse get a gun? In a phone interview with the Washington Post, Rittenhouse revealed the gun he used in the shooting was purchased using money he received from an unemployment check during the coronavirus, which basically that extra $600 they was given, that's what he used it for. So, hey, I guess that didn't matter with the food or keeping your lights on, keeping your bills paid, but instead you go out and buy an assault rifle. Yeah, that's very smart. But hey, people do it all the time. They spend money on what they want and beg for what they need. And he probably, unfortunately, they probably was getting food stamps or something. But you want to go out and spend that type of money on an assault rifle. So, um, yeah, interesting. And then Rick Schroder donated 150,000 to the cause, and I'm like, yeah, you could do whatever you want to with your money. That's your money. You made that money. Um, welcome to the show. Every play I complete listening on Instagram, you can actually chat live with us on the in the chat room, also on Instagram. Um, yeah, you could donate your money to whatever cause it is, but you find out um who's about reality and the ones that want to be seen. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think in 2019 he was arrested for domestic violence abuse. But hey, I guess when you hang out with Trump, anything can happen. You support Trump, you don't be held accountable for your action. So, and then I don't know if y'all recognize the name or not, Mike Lindell. Yeah, we've been hearing about him quite a bit lately. The Pillar Man. Yeah, he donated 50,000. I'm saying these people names for the simple fact I won't support a damn thing that they doing. But if it's buying a pillow or if it's watching a show, I won't be supporting them because why would I support them letting them make money off of me watching them and then turn around they give it to a murderer? So no, I won't be supporting. I'm not telling y'all don't support them, but as for me and my household, we won't be supporting them. So that's how I feel about that. But um, interesting. And Sean Lucas, I know it's been about a month and a half or so since we talked about him. That's the police officer in Wolf City that actually um, shot Jonathan Price in Wolf City. Jonathan Price was trying to break up a domestic violence, but because of the color of his skin, Lucas automatic assumed he was the one that was causing a problem, and come up after Jonathan Price shook his hand, tell him how good of a job he's doing, and walked off. He tried to detain Shaun and tased him, and then uh turned around and shot and killed him. He having no reason why, and everybody in that town knew who Jonathan Price was. Everybody said he was a great guy. Um, he supported Back to Blue, which that's no problem at all. But at the same time, here it is, a rookie cop that used to be a jailer come out. That was no concerns to him. He didn't care who he was. He just automatically assumed he got a domestic violence call at the convenience store and automatic felt like Jonathan Price was guilty, but he wasn't. He was trying to do the right thing and break it up, but he's the one that lost his life. So, long story short, Sean Lucas have been indicted on murder charges. He was indicted on Friday, and um, when I got the story, I actually said they needed this judge up in Wisconsin, where Cal Rittenhouse. They needed this judge on that case because Cal Rittenhouse would still be in jail. Um, Sean Lucas tried to get his bail reduced, denied, which it should have been denied. You killed that man in cold blood, so you need to be held accountable for it, and that's all to it. And you had an option instead of trying to find out the truth about what was going on. You automatically thought the black man was in the wrong, and that's jacked up. Um, so I'm glad that judge did deny his request for a bond reduction on Thursday, and he was indicted on Friday. So um, even though that happened, we still need to pay attention to this case for the simple fact that um, Wolf City is a little small town in East Texas, and we seen. I've talked about it. Um, where our local um, street news smashed the topic actually went out and was on a live feed where a resident came up, told him he didn't need to be there, and call him the N word. Try to run him over with a car because he was talking about it. Tell him he need to get out of his city. They didn't want him there, but he was called out there. So that's the type of stuff we have to deal with. And Then we still dealing with the fool in the White House that continue to want to get recounts after recounts, and it's not going to help. You wasting money. And I thought about this today, and I said, you know what? I really feel like what's probably going to happen in this situation. Trump spending all that money for he could turn around and write it off on his taxes. I'm just saying, he's done it before. So he's going to continue to spend money, and probably for he could write it off on his taxes. Now, as quiet as it kept last week, it came out that Trump Jr., caught the coronavirus. He's in quarantine. See, they don't want to talk about that too much. Yeah, he have the virus. He's in quarantine as people around Trump continue to catch this virus as if it's not real. It is real. Matter of fact, Toronto, I believe they went back on lockdown, and there's several other city within the states. Um, they're going on lockdown. Different states in America going on lockdown due to the virus, and um, people still want to go and hang out and act like this thing is not real. It's alive and well. You hang out if you want to, and people come up with these conspiracy theory saying that, oh, it's not real. No, it's real. Too many people have lost their lives. Um, some people say, well, have you seen the people lost their life? No, I haven't. No, I haven't personally seen them, but I know a lot of friends that have lost loved ones. But have you seen them? No, I haven't. But once again, I know a lot of friends that have lost loved ones. They not finna lie about losing their loved ones to the virus. It wouldn't make sense. But then again, you get these people that want to do conspiracy theory. Look at all the numbers. We're at over 200. What is it? 250. Think of like almost 250,000 deaths so far. And you think that's a conspiracy theory? No, it's not. If you think it's a conspiracy, why don't you go down to the hospital and work at the wards and talk to some of the family members that have lost their loved ones due to uh, coronavirus. So it's um it's gonna be interesting. It's already interesting. Um, then they have prisoners out in El Paso. Um, have prisoners out in El Paso paying them $2 an hour to move the bodies into the makeshift morgue that they have in El Paso. $2 an hour. So I'm like, all right, that's not good. Nick Mitchell said, Kurt Dog, Trump is mad about Obama Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Trump, when he got into office, he had such a hard on for President Obama. He made it a point to change everything he did. And not only that, he changed some stuff that he never should have touched. Like for instance, the team we had in place to prevent a pandemic. Now look at us. Um, it's November. 8 months, almost 9 months, we've been in this. Walker Marcellus Smith, uh, almost 9 months we've been in this, and this is uh, unnecessary. Uh, he said he did not want to be a one-term president. He is mad that a black president has outdone him. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And he doing everything he can to try to keep this thing going. I'm telling you, because I said on Thursday night, I think it was Wisconsin said it would cost his campaign like 7.5 million to recount the ballots again. Now in Georgia, they already certified him, but if I'm not mistaken, I heard this morning they're gonna recount him again. So he's Trump don't know what he want. He don't know. Um, then he said on top of that, Biden, who was Obama vice president, beat him in the election. Exactly. Uh, this hurt Trump legacy that he was aiming for. Yeah, but Trump, look, Trump trying to keep from going to prison. Now they talked about Hillary going to prison, lock her up, and all of that. Trump on his way. I heard how they did in House Party when Big Bubba them was in the cell picking straws and told them, "Hold on, we'll get to you in a minute." They down there now picking straws because they waiting for him. They trying to see which one gonna get that wig off. I mean, that toupee, that carpet off his head. Um, so Trump is definitely um, ooh, hey, I can barely see. Have my laptop put a little bit too far down, but I can see Candy on there on Instagram. Welcome to the show. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt, though. You can live chat with us during the show. Have my laptop in the wrong position. That's why I'm having to look so far down. Um, but welcome to the show. You can definitely chat live with us. Um, Marcella said, "What's up, people?" Marcella's welcome to the show. Thank you for always tuning in. Always been a part of the show. T Cal said, "This is so true. That is why he let the racism fly." Well, he let it fly because he is a racist. Yeah, he is a racist, and that's the reason why Trump let a lot of things fly, because that's his friends. Um, Radio said Trump played his 304th day of golf in his first term as president. What an accomplishment. Now, first of all, um, I did see something. I think it was yesterday. I briefly looked at my phone. Um, haven't been on it that much. Um, but I did get an alert that something happened and Trump was on the golf course again. Matter of fact, when they announced Biden as the president elect, um, Trump was on the golf course then. So now he used to complain about President Obama going to play golf. But see what y'all have to realize with Trump, every time this clown go and play golf, especially if it's at his resort. He's playing golf, so we having to pay for his stay there. Then we got to pay for the golf that he's playing and all the people that's with him, our tax dollars. But at the same time, here it is since March, they've been talking about coming out with another stimulus package to help American people out, and they can't agree on that. And that's just jacked up within itself. So that's where our tax dollars going. And then when you look at it, there's somebody who don't pay taxes. Hell, a waitress pay more taxes than him in a month's time. So he only paid $750 worth of taxes in what, the last decade. Um, $750. And that was paid when he first got into office, which I think they need to change all those rules. So with Trump, he just like I said, he's a con artist, he's a thug, um, he's a liar. We all know that. He lied to us for several months about the coronavirus and continue to lie. He's still telling people it's not that bad, but people all around him continue to get it. Um, Matter of fact, Georgia, Georgia, hello, Georgia, y'all need to step up because y'all have a runoff coming up in January. Y'all need to show up like you did for the presidential race because um, the woman that that is running against I forgot his name, Reverend I forgot his name, but um, Pence came out over the weekend and rallied for her. Of course, once again, um, somebody in Trump camp. It seemed like every time somebody go around one of them, they end up catching the virus because she tested fine before the rally. After the rally, after Pence left, she tested positive. So once again, it all goes back to Trump camp. Anybody who's around Trump, that's who end up catching the virus. And they really need to pay attention to everything Trump does right now. For the simple fact he cannot be trusted. He can't be trusted at all. If you leave a penny in a room with you, it's probably going to be gone when you come back because he just can't be trusted. And unfortunately, he shouldn't be the president of the free world, the so called free world, America. And the way that he ran America, that's why so many dictators from around the world have called and congratulated President elect Biden and uh, Vice President elect Harris because they tired of Trump. Nobody wants Trump in office but him and his supporters. That's it. They are the only ones out here rallying and feel like he's feel like it's some way they're gonna win. I was watching uh Fox News this morning, which I don't. Uh, well, I will watch Chris Wallace, but I try to watch a different news outlet. And there was somebody on the panel there that is a strong Trump supporter that actually said it's absolutely no way he can win. Other Republicans have spoken out that Trump cannot win. It's no way he can win. Absolutely no way. But he still want to spend all this money to try to get a recount. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. I think what he's trying to do is basically uh, trying to use it for a tax write-off to cover up some other things. That's the money scheme he's doing. Um, oh yeah, he need to go. Um, Pence definitely need to go. And this is something else I heard today on Fox News. So you gotta open yourself up to some diversity. For the simple fact, listen to Fox News this morning. Um, they asked the question, and I kind of like, okay, now I can understand this. One question they asked: would Ted Cruz run in 2024? I'm like, yeah, probably so. But they said the only problem is with Ted Cruz running is for the simple fact that um, it's going to be hard for Ted Cruz to get Trump supporters behind him. And they ask about Greg Abbott. Will he be trying to throw his hat in the ring in 2024? Well, we all know how I feel about Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, Ken Patson, Dan Patrick. All of them need to go. They all need to go. They do not need to be in politics nowhere. So yes, they need to go. Um, so then Greg Abbott, I don't trust him. Don't trust him at all. Matter of fact, I think when I seen him, when was it, Friday on the news? You see, all of this is starting to come together. Because if you notice, I've always say how Ted Cruz, Greg Abbott, all of them, they follow whatever Trump want them to do. Whatever it is, that's what they want them to do. And Trump, they follow Trump lead. But if you look real closely at the interviews, whenever they on the interview, they might be rubbing their nose like this. That's because their nose been in some places that it been so far up Trump tail that they still smell it on it. So they basically is following kissing his ass. I'm gonna just put it out there. They kissing his ass. Whatever Trump want. And I just can't see neither one of them trying to throw. They can try, but as long as I have a voice, I'm gonna tell it and say it now. I won't never support them. I never have supported them because they are one-sided. If you're not Republican or if you're not a poor right person that is crazy like Trump and go out there and support them, they don't give a damn about you. That's the way I see it. Neither one of them do. They don't care about you. Hell, especially Greg Abbott. We seen what he did when he shut it down last time. What he do? He changed this executive order in order to benefit one little Becky that went against his order. But when Maria them went against him, oh, they went to jail. We didn't hear about that story in the news until Becky decided to go against his order. And then we started hearing about it, but I had talked about it beforehand. So, and that tells you the racist person that Greg Abbott is, for the simple fact he don't care. If you're not one of his supporters, he don't give a damn. And that's all to it. He just don't care. So would I vote for them? Hell no, I wouldn't vote for them. I wouldn't waste my time to vote for them. But I will use my voice to go against them and try to make sure they don't get elected, because neither one of them is good. If they were, we wouldn't have this issue that we're in now. Man gonna say, oh yeah, the numbers are increasing, but we're gonna we're not gonna shut nothing down. We don't see a reason for it. Even though the hospital is pretty much full, they don't care. They want it to be business as usual. So no, I wouldn't support him. I tell you all the time, if they not for what you and your family need, if they not representing y'all right, vote them out. Get them out. Get them out of office. No way they would get my vote. Just like on this last campaign, a local official here that was running, oh, Greg Abbott, he went out, campaigned with her, went door to door. Of course, you know it wasn't in my neighborhood, because we would have had some, would have asked them up front, hey, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why in the hell should I support her and she's supporting you? I don't support you. So they would never come to my neighborhood. And if they did, if I ever had the opportunity, I'm gonna ask those questions. So yeah, start doing your research on as soon as you start hearing about people running for office, start doing your research on them, find out who they are. And when they come and knock on your door or send phone calls and asking for your support, why should I support them? What are you going to do for my community? You're not doing anything. Why would I support you? Oh, excuse me. Um, but back to Georgia. I got off track. Shit. um, back to Georgia. Um, Georgia, y'all need to step up for next month and this in January for this runoff race. Y'all definitely need to step up. Welcome to the show. Kevin Dorsey is watching on Facebook. Y'all definitely need to step up, show up just like you did for the presidential election. You need to show up for this runoff. It can make a difference because it's two seats up for grab. Um, and we can possibly take the House if we get both of those seats. So you got to do your research on these candidates, and let's take a stand and definitely see if we could change the House. Instead of leaving it like it is, because it don't make no sense while we're in the middle of a pandemic we don't have the support when our tax dollars is supposed to be to help us in a time of need, and a lot of people cannot get help. So yeah, Georgia, y'all stand up, get out and vote come January. Make sure you let your voice be heard. Show up the same way you did for the presidential election. Um, yeah, T. Cal said Ted Cruz is terrible. Yeah, he is. He is gonna get on a commercial flight, no mask, no nothing. But then when he got the virus, we didn't hear about it until after. Yeah, um, that's how they do. See, they have a different type of healthcare than what we have. High tax dollars paying for some good healthcare, and they don't care. Long as they, long as they keep getting paid, they don't care. Um, like I said, I'm gonna use my voice to uh, make sure we can get him out of office because Ted Cruz is not good. Cruz is not good at all. Matter of fact, we're gonna see if we can ship him back to you, radio. Send him back to be your neighbor since he is originally from Canada. Um, duh, duh, duh. Okay. Heard my phone go off. I thought it was another Trump news going on. Um, but that's what we're dealing with tonight. If it's something on your mind, we could definitely talk about it. Um, it's I don't know if y'all seen that uh Jeezy and Gucci Man Versa yesterday, the other day. I didn't get a chance to see it all. Um, uh, but I seen a lot of clips of it. Interesting. Whatever the situation was, yeah, I guess 20 years ago they had issues, or 15 years, whatever it was, they had issues, and Jeezy made a good point. He said, "Man, that been 20 years ago," and Gucci Man said 15 years ago. Okay, whoever is right, it been a long time ago. We'll just say that. But the thing is, uh, I believe Gucci Man was saying, "Man, I told you when you invited me here, it gotta be street and all of this," which that's your choice. but Jeezy did take a stand and say, "Hey, um, I brought you here because we have to look at the culture that is coming behind us. We need to show them a positive way of going. We need for them to, because they watching us regardless. And if we're at beef or whatever, they're gonna continue to watch us, and they're gonna do the same thing. So we have to change our mindset. I know I'm not saying it word for word, but my interpretation of it, um, we need to change our mindset for we can set an example for the ones coming behind us. It's no use for us to be up here beefing. So we need to come together and do something positive. They could look at us and follow our lead. Either we're gonna be out here beefing or we're gonna be out here doing something positive for the culture. So I really appreciate Jeezy for coming up and saying something like that, because it don't take a lot, but at the same time, at some point, like I've said in the past, we need some good positive rap music. Right before I came on, I guess it's the American Music Award or something's on or something, but I I I've seen Megan the Stallion performing, and as she performed, I'm like, okay, for our queens, they use sex to sell records. For our kings, they use violence to sell records. And at the same time, at some point, we need to say enough is enough. These artists need to take a stand and say, you know what? I'm not going to sell my people out just to make a dollar, because you can put out some good music, kind of like during the protests of the NFL, the NBA, MLB. When you take a stand together, you can change some things. So when it come down to the type of music we put out, it can make a difference. But we all need to come on one accord and do it. For the simple fact, I understand. I understand the crab in the bucket mentality, because you will have somebody come along and say, "Oh man, I'm not making as much money as I would when I put out positive music." You're right. You may not be making much money, but you should be able to sleep peacefully. Now, as for this gangster music, I was talking to one of my cousins on Friday, one of my younger cousin who is in the rapper, talking with him, and he was like, "Man, we all need to take a stand, and we need to put out positive music, because we have to be concerned about the ones coming behind us. We have to show them a different way." And I told him, I said, "Man," I said, "Mac, let me let me let me tell you how it was when I was coming up, because he's much younger than me." I said, "Look, back in the days when NWA was coming up, they was boycotting them, had FBI investigating them, all type of stuff, because they was doing gangster rap, but at the same time, it was reality. This is what they seen on a daily base in LA, in California. This is what they lived, and they kept They didn't want the reality of it to come out. That's the reason why they was boycott. They buy their album. They trashed the album, set them on fire, arrest them for doing songs at their concerts where they having to try to leave the city before getting arrested. That's because they didn't want the world to see about LA during that time. They didn't want us to know about how the police was killing unarmed black people back then, or all the crimes that was going on in LA. They didn't want us to realize these things. So when they came out with it, they ended up um, doing everything they can to shut him up. That was a problem. Now let's go back to the sexual part of it. Two Live Crew, yeah, Two Live Crew. They was rough, but if you listen to them, a lot of people have issues with what they were saying. Back then, I listened to them. I felt like, hey, it was reality. But at the same time, they made a mark on the world, and with them making those marks, somebody up in that big record label started saying, you know what, this gangster rap is a moneymaker. The rap songs talking about sex is a moneymaker. They open the doors for a lot of rappers to come behind them to be able to talk about those things. Now that went on for long, and it's still going on today, because now they classified the female rappers. A lot of them, only thing they do is go up there and shake they money makers, and that's it. And I'm listening to this song about um Megan the Stallion. I'm like, I don't know whatever she was rapping. I have no idea what she's talking about. And my wife said I don't either. So, but only thing she was doing was up there shaking, turning her back toward the camera and shaking her butt. That's it. Because that's what sells. But we as a people need to take a stand and say, look, I'm worth more than coming out here shaking my tail. I'm worth more than coming out here talking about shooting up, bang, bang, shoot them up, and all of this. Let's put out some positive things. Let's talk about, go back to the self destruction days when the rappers came together and came out with the album, the song Self Destruction, and talked about how doing positive things. And yeah, they still talked about the killings in the neighborhood, but they was trying to take a stand to change all of that. Now see, when self-destruction came out, yeah, you can hear it on the black station, but it didn't get the exposure as it should have. Why? Because it was positive. But we need to take a stand in our work and make sure the people that are um, signing us to the deals understand my value is way more than this dollar that you're trying to give us to talk bad about my neighborhood, to have beefs with this rapper or that rapper, or my value is worth more than me going out here shaking my tail to the camera and talking about sex. It's worth more than that. At some point, we need to take a stand and do some positive stuff. Do something positive. Because I know here in Dallas, we had a lot of killings this past month. And I talked about it last week. I said I said even the killing where somebody was just rolling up randomly killing people. And I'm glad to hear, far as I know, I said, what if that was the Proud Boys or the Trump supporters just doing this? Well, kind of find out, as far as I know, it wasn't. And the person that was doing it have been caught. So we'll discuss that on tomorrow. They believe he's responsible for a lot of killings in Dallas that never been solved yet. So they trying to find out and see. So so definitely take a stand on what we do. We need to take our neighborhoods back over and make sure um, we are putting out positive stuff. We're doing positive things because regardless of who you are, we always have someone paying attention to our every move. If you see them or not, it may be your little niece or nephew. It could be the next door neighbor. It could be somebody way down the street that's paying attention to everything you're doing. And they're going to follow your lead because that's what they see you doing. So definitely let's take a stand and do some positive things in our communities and also um, in other people's lives. Um, so, man, it went quick tonight. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here long tonight. Um, want to we will continue to be here Sunday through Thursday. On Thursday night, we'll be with Miss Risky. Um, and on Thanksgiving, we will be here. Um, one of I had someone ask me last week, why don't you um bring your family on? And I said, y'all not ready for my family. But um I think I'm a try to do something for Thanksgiving. And I know we cannot be together, but um we're gonna try to work on some stuff and see. So what if it's by calling or actually having them on the show? I'm gonna reach out to you. So if you see my number, don't send me the voicemail because I'm gonna call and keep on rolling. So um, want to try to get them to come together and um, let's talk. And not just my family, but also you. We coming in Thursday to do a show because it's a show for thanks. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun, gonna have some laughters. Um, During this time, a lot of people have lost loved ones for whatever reason. Thursday's show will strictly be dedicated to that. We want to hear what you're thankful for. Want to hear how your Thanksgiving is. We want to know how was the food. Um, I still haven't decided what I'm gonna cook on Thanksgiving, but I guess my wife and I will decide here pretty soon. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking for some reason I just want to go old school. Um, some of that old school that um back in the days people used to do because you have certain people that can do a lot of stuff. Welcome to the show, Gabe, out of Houston. Um, welcome to the show. Thank you for always tuning in. Um, so I don't know. Thanksgiving we will be here, but it's gonna be a fun packed night. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna joke. Um, you could call in. You can chat in the chat room. Whatever you want to do Thanksgiving night, but it's a show for as always, for everyone, because um, we understand that a lot of people have lost loved ones during this time. A lot of people going to be alone just because of COVID, and they unable to go see their families. So we're gonna have us a good time Thursday night, um, but we will be here Sunday through Thursday. Um, and man, tomorrow night I'm gonna hit on the guy that they said is the making of a serial killer. The one that was going around randomly shooting people here in the Dallas area. And also, we're gonna hit on the state troopers. Um, Greg Abbott ordered the state troopers to come back to Dallas. Now, we must not forget that last time the state troopers was ordered to come to Dallas, they end up killing this brother, end up shooting and killing this brother. Um, and the brother was unarmed. So we don't know how this is gonna go. But I think what Greg is doing is trying to set the ramp for him to for 2024. Um, so I think he basically is trying to set it up. But at the same time, we as the people need to take a stand. Greg ain't done nothing for Dallas, for Texas, not for the black and brown community. He haven't done nothing. And let the truth be told, he ain't done nothing but for the rich white folks. So I definitely won't be supporting him because he don't support everybody. When you are a leader, you cannot pick and choose who you support. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But you pick and choose, and I choose not to support you. So, um, and as for Ted Cruz, no, go on back to Canada. We okay, we good. Just go on back up there. And so we're gonna hit on the state troopers tomorrow, and also on um the making of a serial killer here in Dallas. So until tomorrow, I love each and every one of you. To my family, my cousins, all of my family, I love each and every one of you. We're gonna get through this. And God don't make no mistakes, so we are gonna get through this. I love each and every one of you. Until tomorrow night, I love you. Until